Welcome to Wassel Woodworking, and on today's episode we're going to be making a reindeer poinsettia holder. I've had this one I made when I was a kid, and it's been on my front porch for many years. It's falling apart, and so today I'm going to make a new one and show you how to make one for yourself.
So here I am making the sides of the reindeer. These are sort of what I would refer to as the rails, and there's 6 of them. And then I'll take each of these and cut them to length, scoring up one side, and then cutting each one individually to length. These are the boards for the front and the back, and I'm cutting them to 7 inches wide, and all this is being made out of a 1x8 board that's 8 feet long. Now for the front and the back, I have to cut up on each leg, so it's easier to do on the table saw, and then later on we'll go to the bandsaw to get the arc in the front and the back. At the bandsaw, I'm now going to cut out the arc between the legs, and then I will work on the arc for the shoulders and the rear of the reindeer. The antlers are next. This takes a little bit of time, so I'll flash through this pretty quickly. And once this is done, I'll end up rounding it over. But the next piece is the neck and head of the reindeer. And once I get this cut out, what you won't see is I'll end up taking a knife and cutting the nose out to make it nice and round, and then coming back and actually giving it a little bit of red paint because you know this is going to be Rudolph. And then lastly, a little piece for the tail. On the router table, I'll use a 1/4 inch roundover bit and run over the top of the antlers to make them look a little bit more realistic. Once I finished this, I realized I missed one of the pieces, which is the base that the poinsettias will actually sit in before the front and back panels. So I found a piece of scrap plywood and I cut it to length. And once this was done, I had to cut it to width. So I used one of the leg pieces to set the rip fence up, and then ran that piece of plywood through to make it the same exact width. Now that all the pieces have been cut to size and sanded, I'm going to do some assembly. So I start with the tail, and I cut a little piece of wood just to hold it in place to make it easy while I glue it and then nail it in place with my brad nailer, being careful not to shoot a brad right through my thumb. Then I work on the front of it, fastening it to the baseboard, again using some other pieces to hold it in place. And then I'll flip around and then put 3 nails in the back of this so that it's all held together. Of course, using glue to help with this. Now I fasten the rails on, making sure that the legs are perpendicular to the base. I drop them down a 1/4 inch from the side and then nail them in place. And then using a screwdriver as a spacer, I'll then move up with the second rail, and then finally working on the third rail. Once this is complete, I'll now flip it over and do the same thing on the back side. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe today, and I'll see you next time on Wassel Woodworking.
Thanks for watching.